What's going on, guys? It's Jack here, taking a look at another NBA draft prospect. One of my favorites in this year's draft class, Donovan Mitchell from Louisville. He's going to be 21 years old when the season starts. As a rookie, he's a sophomore from Louisville, as I said. And this guy measured in at the combine at 6'3", 210 with a 6'10" wingspan and a max vert of 40.5 inches. This guy's explosive, and the real thing that has me very excited about his game is the development he showed from his freshman year to his sophomore year. He became a much more consistent three-point shooter, and he shot it at a higher volume at that. And just a guy who transitioned and became much more comfortable with the ball in his hands, which is good because I think he's got the chance to become, one of these explosive point guards, but he's also going to be very good at the defensive end of the court. And that is why I'm so excited about Donovan Mitchell. He's a freak athlete. He's got tremendous work ethic as evidenced by his improvement in his game from year 1 to year 2. He's got a pull-up jumper now. And for those of you who don't like Grayson Allen, he's the guy who smacked him in the mouth on the floor. So there's that. And so Mitchell, I think, is a player who should transition really well to the next level just because of his athleticism and his defensive tenacity alone. And therefore, I think has a high floor as a guy who, at the very worst, should be a Marcus Smart type player who affects the game defensively, whose three-point shot still needs work, but should be serviceable. And maybe it won't be at a high percentage initially because of the increased length of that shot, but he should still be a solid shooter and a player who can play with the ball in his hands or without, and therefore should be a fit on many, many teams. And so with Mitchell, the only questions for me are, one, he doesn't, at times he'll get carried away with the three-point shot, and I think he could become better attacking the rim because he is so athletic, right? And so his handles also improved last season, but they're not quite where they need to be a NBA point guard. It's a different level of ball handling that you need to get to for that to play in the NBA, frankly. And to handle the ball as much as I think he'll need to. And so with a guy like Mitchell, he'll need to improve his ball handling, but there's not a lot in his game that says to me that he's going to struggle at the next level. He's such an athlete. He can get to the lane really, I wouldn't say at will, but when he has it going and he's able to get downhill, there are a lot of positives in his game just going to the basket. And it's, it really, I'm not sold that, there's this talk of the top 5 point guards in this draft class, right? You obviously have Markelle Fultz, and you got Lonzo Ball, De'Aaron Fox, and Dennis Smith, and Frank Ntilikina. Those 5 guys have been the consensus this entire time. But I'm not so sold that Donovan Mitchell isn't in that same grouping with those players. I just think that his strengths offensively, as his athleticism, the improvement he showed in his jump shot, he just needs to become more comfortable leading a team, becoming more of a playmaker at the next level. He's never going to be a guy who, is a 9-10 assist guy, but he could become a 5-6 one. And so therefore, as a solid playmaker who can score the ball, plays great defense with good length, there's just a lot to like with me with a guy like Donovan Mitchell. And so I think personally he should go somewhere in the lottery. But, I've seen him kind of fluctuate between 10 and 20 at this point, and that's a high rise from when, in the beginning of the year, he was a high second-round pick. And so there's several teams. You could look at a team like Detroit, who has a love-hate relationship right now with their point guard, Reggie Jackson. Sacramento at 10, I could see picking Mitchell to pair there with especially with Buddy Hield, because his jumper isn't quite there. But, that'd be a nice combination with defense, offense at your 2 guards, especially if the Kings don't get De'Aaron Fox at 5. Even a team like Dallas could look at Donovan Mitchell at 9, you never know, because I just think there's too much to like, too many positives in his game for me to see him slip out of the lottery. I'd be very surprised if he does. He just the level of progression from year 1 to year 2, the amount of things he does well, I just am sold that he's going to be able to figure it out at the NBA level and become a very high level player, potentially even an all-star at the next level. But guys, let me know if you don't think Donovan Mitchell's gonna, succeed at the next level. If you're worried about his, jump shooting tendencies, he needs to improve as a playmaker. Defensively, needs to be more consistent. Obviously, he's got the potential defensively, but he needs to lock in more consistently, especially off ball. But those are just some of the concerns, and I think he's gonna figure them out. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about Donovan Mitchell, especially if you disagree with me. I want to hear why. Let me know what other prospects you want to see me profile, what other types of videos you want to see us do about the NBA draft. Remember to follow me on Twitter at NBA DraftWiz and subscribe for more NBA draft content. Thanks for following. I'm out.